right, I am attempting a bit of a sound check. I've updated a lot of things on this machine, including all of the NVIDIA drivers. So I'm wondering if the echo reduction NVIDIA broadcast system that I use to improve the sound quality is working properly. In the past, it was causing some clicking and distortion, and I had to turn it off. So as soon as you start hearing me, please, I'm very quiet relative to the music. That I am aware of. That I can, and probably we're very quiet in general, because I like to keep it a little lower as to not peak. But I can improve very easily. I'm just turning up a few things. So that should hopefully help. The volume should be adjusted now, but let me know if anybody hears that clicking or popping issue that was happening the last time I live streamed about 10 years ago.
How Ryan's working.
Oh, I'm not ready yet. I am trying to set up something so I can read the chat more easily. Here, I'll give you another song to listen to. Sorry about that audio glitch that happened momentarily ago. That was me opening up the stream to try to get the chat open. Well, I'm gonna have to just start here. I have been, if you can, first of all, good, hello, welcome to the coding train. If you were watching some kind of professionally produced live stream, there would be some proper introduction. But I'm just gonna vent to you about my technical frustrations right now, which is that I set up this additional iPad so that I could have a look at the live chat. I cannot, for the life of me, get the YouTube live chat to show up on a browser page in iOS on Safari or Chrome. It either is blank, like buggy and glitched out, or it launches me, or not there at all, or it launches me into the YouTube app automatically, which does show the live chat, but shows it very small along the side, and I can't zoom into it. Whereas in the browser, I could pop out the chat, have it in a separate tab. I could zoom in on it, change the size. Can't get any of that to work. I'm so frustrated. So it's a very old iPad, and I was trying to run the software update, and none of you care about this. This is not how to greet the audience after I've been away for so long. But I'm going to open up the stream here. I see myself, and I see the chat. Let's say hello to some folks. Hi to Nim Archives and Rico Studio. Oh, Pat Vera is in the chat. Hopefully, all of you saw or if you haven't, I would encourage you to check out the collaboration videos that I did with Pat Vera. One on her channel, one on mine. Open in incognito. That's an interesting try. Deinstall the YouTube app. I am opening the direct URL for the pop-out chat, and it doesn't work. Anyway, I'm just going to read it here in the YouTube app. It'll be fine. I also have it on my screen over here, but I found that looks maybe a little strange, me looking to the left. I don't know. I'm really out of practice. I'm so sorry. All I have to, this is going to be a 1-hour apology stream, which actually, no, let's not talk about that, because like the whole YouTube, there's a whole world of YouTube apology videos. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm just apologizing for my own awkwardness. Is that a thing that happens? I don't know. That's what I'm doing. It's been a while. I had several intentions of live streaming over the summer. I even scheduled one. It was unlisted, and it was titled "School's Out for Summer," because I think that was scheduled for some time in late May or early mid-June. Never happened. I have recently released a couple new videos on the channel. Doesn't seem strange to me when I'm looking at the data. Okay, so looking to the left is also a thing. I have it over here. Let's talk about some time out for a second. I want to. I don't have a monitor to listen to my own audio. I know it was a little bit quiet. Hopefully the quality has improved. I've been having an issue. I mentioned it when I did my sound check. If you hear a clicking or popping or some kind of distortion, let me know. Oh, the audio is clicking and popping, says Lost Sorcerer. Why? Why? It is 2024. We have this incredible amount of technical innovation, and yet nothing ever seems to work for me. All right, I'm turning it off. I'm going to turn off the echo reduction. Hold on a second. So it'll be a little echoey, but that will be better than having the clicking and popping. And it's incredibly nonsensical because, so, if you'll indulge me for a second, this has been the strangest technical glitch that I just cannot solve. And to be honest, it is a bit of a block for me because I've set up a very elaborate system to stream and record videos. And the fact that the audio is not working consistently across different pieces of software really makes, there's certain things that I've done that I would like to be doing that just it's kind of a blocker for me, although it's sort of my own fault for that. So, but let me just explain this to you for a second. So I am running Open Broadcast Studio. I think that's what it's called. And I have a wireless lav mic that routes into a receiver, which routes into a Focusrite audio interface, which goes into a PC. the audio then is routed through NVIDIA broadcast software, which has various GPU-enabled audio processing things that I run to improve the quality. And it works when I'm running an instance, and then I have multiple instances of Open Broadcast Studio installed on this computer. And there's an instance that I use for recording the multiple camera feeds individually, and the audio in that one is glitch-free. And then there's this instance that I use for live streaming that has the glitches in the audio. And I actually found, I'm not gonna look for this again, I found some different threads, whether on the OBS forums or Stack Overflow or somewhere, where people discussing that this is a known issue with NVIDIA broadcast in a certain driver or whatever, in a certain card. I don't remember, but I keep updating the NVIDIA broadcast software. Drivers, and I just did that this morning, hoping that would resolve it, but apparently not. All right, Windows audio enhancements turned on, asked Dig, and Tuan Nguyen says, hello from Vietnam with love. Hello. So one of the things that I really love when I live stream is seeing all the different countries that people are from. Hello from Brazil, says Afisica. Steven seems to think that the clicking and popping is better than the echo. I don't know about that. How echoey is it right now? I have these sound blankets. I'm just a failure at so many things. But maybe I should move on to the topic at hand for today's stream, which is mostly, I'm going to do coding in today's stream, which is something that I haven't done recently. But mostly the purpose of this stream is to sort of like catch you all up on what I'm working on and my plans for the fall, which will hopefully involve, I get some feedback from you as well about these plans, which will hopefully involve a lot more content on the channel than there has been over the last year. So one of the things I'm going to look for, have you tried OBS's noise suppression? Yeah, so there are filters in OBS that I can use. I don't really need the noise suppression filter. What I need is echo reduction. And there wasn't a obvious. I think there's some plugins and things that I can install, but I don't know that I have the time to do that right now. I had an hour for setup, and I was monkeying around with various things, but then the stream time came. So I think we'll just live with the echoey audio for today. Hello to Stig. Thank you to Stig, who I met in person at the Processing Community Day in Copenhagen. I still have my special Danish authentic 1950s train whistle. Apologies, this will be quite loud. I'll blow it softly. Okay, let the train carry on. Indeed, as it will. By the way, I spent some time in Europe this summer. I was traveling for a month, which is one reason why I haven't been producing a lot of content, and I really enjoyed, to any of you perhaps from the country of Switzerland, I spent a lot of time on your trains, and they were glorious. I actually tried to record some videos on the train, but it didn't really work out, so I'll have to go back. Today is Independence Day of India. Enjoy your celebrations. Oh, so let me address one quick. So first of all, one of the main purposes of this live stream is to talk to you about the Nature of Code book, which is finished and online and available for print. And I'm going to go through all of that. But I just want to pull something up because I know specifically there's a question about purchasing in India. I'm just gonna, I have an email with some information, and I just want to open that up. I mean, obviously I should have done this before I started streaming, but let me see if I can find this. Which has some links to various international, online retailers. So I hope it's okay that I'm going to have this document open. So let's see, this is a document. Let's see if I can get this in the browser, and I will open it up in a moment. No, it wants me to sign in. Ah! Technology is just, okay, hold on. I've got an idea. Share anyone with the link, copy link. There we go. I have got it. And I'm going to close this. Okay, so let's see if I have India here. I don't, but anyway, I'll pull this up in a little bit as we get to it. Okay. Oh, somebody is gifting memberships. Wow. Thank you. So let me switch to this view. Let me make sure I have everything open that I want to have open. I'm going to switch to this view, which is kind of has the main stuff that I'm going to be talking about. So, so much to say. First of all, thank you to Shrey Mathur, who I believe just did a gift of memberships, and congratulations to the 5 of you who just received a gifted membership to the Coding Train. You should make sure that you link your Discord account to YouTube, and that gifted membership will offer you access to some of the special Discord channels. The Discord is public and open for help with code and discussion, but I have some other channels where I do different Q&As and live streams and recording sessions for members. So you are welcome to join. Yes, okay. So make sure you do that. And I will be soon sending out, I do an annual mailing. I guess if you were just gifted a membership for 1 month, maybe you won't have access to this, but if you keep your membership, you will. Once a year, I do a mailing of just some small stickers to everybody who's joined the Coding Train membership for the year. And this year, this is I am producing, I think this is only for the $10 level, but I am producing a special limited edition wooden laser etched Nature of Code bookmark. So that's kind of the plan, but stay tuned. I'll be announcing that in Discord and on social media. I'll do some community posts and stuff like that. All right, so, just checking out the chat. Yeah, okay, so one of the things I want to do today is show you the Nature of Code book website. I unfortunately don't physically have a copy of it with me. I have these videos and photos that you see scrolling by here. I am offering the cheapest, unfortunately, again, this is mostly only for US addresses. I'm working with a warehouse which has a stockpile of the books, and that warehouse is hooked up to a Shopify system, which is connected to my website. There's also a button, I believe, in the YouTube interface where if you click Order Direct from the website, or this applies to that button that's in the YouTube interface. If I go to Checkout, I'm a little afraid of what personal information is going to show up here. Nothing did, so that's good. You can enter in, I think it is NOC 404, apply. That is I wanted to do a 31 point and then all the digits of pi discount, but it doesn't let me do Shopify didn't let me do a decimal discount, so I had to just do 31%. But this is the biggest discount that's being offered, as far as I know, anywhere on the internet for the book. I'm going to leave it open during this live stream. There's also a discount Choo-Choo, which is permanently there for 25% off, which you'll be able to use. And then and Shrey is saying that they got last year's stickers. Well, you'll get them again. Or new stickers. Hopefully, we're going to make some new ones. But also, like, you can still buy the book without the discount. It'll ship to you. It's up to you. But this is my preferred way, if you can, to purchase the book direct from me. It's the best way to support the project. But any purchase is a good purchase. I'm thrilled for people to get the book however they can. So the book is published by No Starch Press, and the books are distributed by Penguin Random House, which is a huge book distributor. So they will be everywhere internationally. So I have this Google Doc which has a lot of online international retailers, so I can try to like look those up for people or help you find them. But if you are, so for example, if you're in the EU, I hate to name check giant, corporate entities, but you can find the book on Amazon. It's discounted on Amazon. The benefit of buying from, like, let's say, an online retailer instead of direct from me is then you could write a review, which was, I would ask you to be honest in the review. If you don't like the book, write a bad review, I suppose, or don't write a review at all. But it really does help to have reviews. So that's one thing that if you're interested in supporting the book, you can't buy it direct through the website. You could also write a review. So, but here's the thing. I'm talking about buying the book because, this is a decade plus long project. I invested a huge amount of resources into the finishing of it. And so it'd be nice for me personally, to recoup some of that. But one of the things that is core to this project is it is a free open education book. So in case it's not clear, this homepage, natureofcode.com, shows you on the homepage all about how to buy the book. Shreya's asking about sharing the doc. So that doc came to me from the publisher. I'm not 100% sure I'm allowed to just like share it as is. So that's why I kind of clicked over it really quickly. But if you email help@thecodingtrain.com, I will be glad to send you any links. And then I'll also ask them after this stream if I can share that doc, and or that list of links, and assuming I can, I will put it in like a pinned comment. So if you're watching this later, look for it in a pinned comment. If you're here right now, send me an email at help@thecodingtrain.com with your the country that you're looking to buy the book, and I'll try to help you. Maybe also join the Coding Train Discord, thecodingtrain.com/Discord. Maybe we can we can crowdsource, and in fact, I would love to include all this on the website. So if people know, maybe we can I don't know whether it makes a sense to put it just here, but if people know where you can get the book in your country, we could add that to the website. So if anyone wants to help organize this, I would certainly be welcome and would love that. Okay, what was I saying about ordering? Where was I? Yes. So the book itself is licensed Creative Commons non-commercial. That means you are welcome to, I don't want to give you, I'm not an expert. I've read the license and I have a sense of how it works, but ultimately you are allowed to use the material from the book, read it freely according to that license. The reason why I'm using Creative Commons non-commercial is one of the things I don't want people doing is say like downloading all of the content, turning it into their own PDF, and then selling that on their own through like a print-on-demand service or something. So, but in terms of quoting from it, reusing the material in other free and open contexts, of course, I always love for people to link back to it. I think there's an attribution required in Creative Commons. You're welcome to do that. And what it's allowed me to do is put the entire book for free online. So just to, I'll just click on the dedication page. The book is dedicated to my grandmother who got her PhD in mathematics in 1939 from Richard Courant at NYU, which is kind of amazing to think that that's where I work now. There were not women getting PhDs in mathematics in the 1930s, so she was really quite extraordinary and special. And I think some of my, I think my love, a lot of my love and interest has come from her. I would really encourage you to read the acknowledgments. So many people worked on this book. If you helped me with this, I forgot you, send me a note, I'll add you. I'm sorry. I think I really got everybody though. I thought very hard and deeply about this. The introduction will give you some background. In particular, if you're a teacher, I've kind of designed the book to fit into a 14-week semester. So you can kind of see how I do it with my class. Grand Mouther, that's pretty funny. and certainly and has other information just about how the book is written and designed and how you can give feedback. But then what I'm getting to is the actual content. So every chapter is here online. I could pick, let's just go to, for example, Autonomous Agents, which is one of my favorite chapters. You'll see that the full text is here. When you get to, I'm going to, you look at these beautiful figures and illustrations that were drawn by Zana Marsh. When you get to an example, you'll see the example here running directly in the browser. I can click on Open in Web Editor, and it will take me directly to the code in the P5 web editor. So you could start to play around with the code and make your own version of it. So that, to me, that was one of the major aspects of, some of you are familiar, there was a version of this book from 2012, but one of the major aspects of the work that was done was to build a new website which makes the code examples easier to access and run and play with online. So, I'll mention a few things. The physics library chapter is completely rewritten using matter.js. I think the first example here, you can see here, and actually I did a video to supplement this chapter recently on the channel around elastic collisions. So there's a lot of new stuff in the book, but I'm trying to highlight the major new things. One would be chapter 6 being substantially rewritten. There are a bunch of new examples in chapter 2. I could get into the chapter 4 has changed in how the particle system examples work to be a little friendlier and a little bit easier to build on top of. These are small details of things that I've learned teaching with the material over 10 years, or plus, more than 10 years now. But let's get to where things really have changed. So I have this chapter 10, called Neural Networks. And the old version of the book, where did let me see if I can find, the old version is still, let me try to find this. Nature of Code Archive, okay. This is, here it is. So this is the old website, which I just have archived at a Netlify URL in case anyone ever needs to refer to it. This purchasing system no longer is functional. So I'm no longer, before I was taking donations off the website and donating a percentage of them to the Processing Foundation. Now I'm not, that was too much to manage, to be perfectly honest. So now the book is just completely free online, no donation asked for, but you can order the print version direct from the website. That's a way of supporting. I also do have this support button, which will go to GitHub sponsorships. So GitHub sponsors is a way is like a YouTube membership, same thing, stickers. It's actually a little bit, and you get a badge or whatever. But that helps support the the budget I have for kind of paying people and working on things as part of the Coding Train GitHub repos. I'm sorry, I'm just reading some of the chats here. Okay, so neural networks. That's what I was talking about. So I wrote. Let's go. This is what I was saying. If I go here and I go to this old chapter. Chapter 10, which was the last chapter of neural networks in the old book. And I start scrolling along here. There's this section around programming a perceptron. And then I kind of try to stick the perceptron into a steering agent. And then I'm kind of like, there's more to it, but I don't really know what to do with it. Let's try drawing some visualizations of a neural network. It kind of goes nowhere. And the book just kind of, in my mind, fizzled out in the end. So what I really wanted to do for the new version of the book was not have it fizzle out, and in fact, have it culminate in an example that brings together everything from the book all into one project. And I'm going to talk you through a little bit about how that is done. Okay, sorry, I'm just taking a peek at the chat as I'm talking, because I would love to answer questions or help people with this. I'm also taking a peek at my phone. I can see that I can see that people have been purchasing the book. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would love to thank people, but I don't want to dox anyone because I have your name. I get a notification, so I'm just gonna I can like thank I'm just I don't need to look at the notifications. I'll send you a personal thank you. Thank you to somebody who bought the book in a place that I really love to visit. I usually go in the summer, but I didn't get to go this summer. So maybe you know who you are. Okay, sorry. All right, so let's talk about what's new. So the chapter on neural networks. If you are interested in the topic of machine learning, understanding the fundamentals of it, and how machine learning, which is a term that I generally prefer to use and kind of try to constrain my teaching to that realm as opposed to this sort of larger, more vague and perhaps overly hyped terminology, AI. But if you are looking to understand more about how these modern AI systems work, this chapter will give you a very basic foundational knowledge in that. So I start the chapter with sort of talking about what is an artificial neural network conceptually, and what are some sort of typical applications of artificial neural networks. How do they work? What are different learning systems and algorithms? And then I move on to talking about machine learning libraries, TensorFlow.js, ML5.js. Stay tuned for more about Transformers.js this fall on the channel. And then this is what's coming from the previous version of the book, a bit rewritten, however. I build the simplest model of a neural network. And in fact, it's not even a network, it's a single neuron. This idea of a perceptron, which is a concept invented in the 1950s. So I go through how that a perceptron can be used for a simple classification problem, how it works, build the entire code for the perceptron in P5.js, and have this example that does a very kind of classic demonstration of classifying points being on one side of a line or another. It's quite abstract, but I try to take that as a launching pad into a discussion about neural networks, this idea of taking many perceptrons, a multi-layered perceptron, and building them into a network. And that's where you start to see diagrams like this. So from there, I move towards using the ML5 library. So there's a lot to say about ML5. That's going to be a focus of the channel starting in September because I'm using it for teaching at NYU. So I'll come back to that. But ML5 has been another project that I've been working a lot on over the last year, a library for machine learning. And now the book, and I'm going to come back to that in a second, the book shows you how to import the ML5 library into your P5 code, and then looks at how you can use ML5 to perform typical machine learning tasks like classification and regression. So two examples that I give. One is creating a machine learning model that would predict the energy use of a home based on its sort of size, location, weather. Another example is, this is a classic example also around flower data, flower classification. So I look at how you would do that, and then build an example in P5, and let's pull it up. Because you might find this somewhat interesting. Oh, I missed it. Here it is. So I'm going to open this in this page so you can see it more clearly. So this is a very crude, rudimentary example that trains a model on detecting a gesture, and a very, very overly simplistic gesture. So for example, now, if I move the mouse, the machine learning model, the neural network, has classified that as a gesture to the right, down, left, up. We can sort of see what happens if I do it diagonally. Sort of thought that was to the right, still to the right. Now that got that as up, to the right, down. So you can see, this is a trivial problem. There's no, if this is what you needed for your P5.js sketch, you would not use a neural network. You would use an if statement. But by showing you the steps of how to build a data set and train the neural network with that data set to then classify new gestures, you could take this concept and build it up into, say, like, could you recognize a figure 8? Could you recognize drawing a circle versus a triangle? And in fact, the ML5 library has abilities like different machine learning models for recognizing the key points on a hand. So I've given, in this chapter, and I'm hoping to make a video to go through this, has all the building blocks if you wanted to, say, build a machine learning model that would recognize, you know, rock, paper, scissors. So that's one thing that you could do. I'm sorry, I'm just picking up on the chat here. When does the coding start? 5, 10, 15 minutes from now, hopefully less. Okay, so this is the chapter that has a much more robust, fully fleshed out discussion of what is a neural network and applying neural networks to modern machine learning tasks. And what is totally new, if I go back here, did I close that page? I think I closed the Nature of Code archive, but I must bring it back. You'll notice then the book just ends here at chapter 10. So the new book has an entirely new chapter called Neuroevolution. And this is the technique, and I want to do a big shout out to David Ha, who, let's just see, I think, let's bring up, here we go. This is the website I'm looking for. David Ha's research and work in neuroevolution was a huge inspiration to me. You can see my final example of the book is highly correlated to the example from this particular paper. But the idea is, what if you take the concepts from chapter 9, genetic algorithms, evolutionary computing, and apply them to neural networks. This is often referred to as a NEAT algorithm, Neuro-Evolutionary Augmented Topology, NEAT, and evolve the weights of a neural network. This is a somewhat non-traditional, less popular, little bit of a niche technique for training or learning with neural networks. But the reason why I love it is because it works really well, and I'm going to just pull up an example right now for certain kinds of tasks, like evolving a automated player to beat the game of Flappy Bird. So one of the things that I do in this chapter is show you how to take the neural networks from chapter 10, bring the genetic algorithms from chapter 9 together, and evolve a agent to, say, play a game like Flappy Bird. And obviously this is a very crude, oversimplified version of the game Flappy Bird, but that's one of the things that I go through in the chapter. And then as I take that back and apply it to vectors and forces and steering agents, and I'm not going to go through everything here, but I want to just bring you to the very last example. So the last example of the book looks at, well, what is an example of something in the natural world where a live creature has sensors, and those sensors are wired to their brain? I mean, I'm talking about us, like eyes and ears and mouth and nose, but so I use this idea of whiskers or vibrissae that you'll find in mice and cats and other mammals, and create a creature in P5 that has a bunch of sensors on it. The idea is that these sensors, they light up when they touch another, I'm coming to the 404 page in a second. They light up when they touch a piece of food, is what it's going to be. And by the way, I'm coming to the end of this now. We'll go over to the 404 page. And how you can make, by the way, spoiler alert, the idea here is that I'm soliciting P5 sketches for the Nature of Code 404 page. So your sketch, if you submit it by tomorrow-ish, end of day, could be featured on the Nature of Code website. That's what I'm getting to. But this is this final evolutionary system. I have a little button here that'll speed up time. And you can see over time, these creatures with their sensors learn to steer and eat the food. So this is, okay, go away, widgets. So this is, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Claudius, yes. Thank you, NIM Archives, for recognizing my cat puns in the book. If you like puns, there's a lot of puns in the book. Too many, if you ask some people. But anyway, this is the final example. And just in case you didn't catch that, I'm going to open this in the web editor. The creatures, when they start, know nothing. And they just move kind of randomly when their sensors light up. And you can see they're all pretty much going to die out. But the ones that randomly kind of move towards the food as they find it have a higher probability of reproducing and copying their genetic information, which controls the weights of the neural network in their brain. And over time, you're left with a world of creatures that are much, much better at eating all of the food. There's some interesting questions around how to balance this ecosystem. I think at some point, it might get overpopulated and then they'll all start to die out. But there we go. I'm trying to figure out what the reference to code bullet entering the chat is. Is it puns? I don't think so. I have to do more swearing, I think. I got to meet Code Bullet this summer at the Open Sauce conference, which was, I don't know if conference is right, festival, which was incredible. I hope I get invited to Open Sauce again next year because I had so much fun. Okay. Just to finish this off, let me recap. The book is for sale and shipping right now. The warehouse actually sent me an email that they ran out of copies, so they're restocking. So if you bought it today, it might not get shipped until early next week. Officially, the book is not out till September 3rd. So let's say you were buying it on, blankonlineretailer.com. Then the book would ship on September 3rd. But if you order it direct from me, check the chat for a coupon code. You can always use the coupon code ChooChoo. At least I'll leave that up for a while, which is 25% off. Special coupon code though for this live stream. And if you order it direct, you will get an exclusive sticker and bookmark. And you can see those here. It's like this holographic sticker with a cellular automata pattern, and the book. Sorry, this is so pixelated now. And the bookmark is like the design with like the cover of the cover. Oh, if you happen to be in the New York City area, I will be having an event. It hasn't been announced yet, in early September in Brooklyn, and I'll be selling the books and signing them there. So if you could come and buy one there, or if you, I don't know if I'm going to be doing a discount there. Probably will. I don't know, but you can certainly bring your book and I would sign it. So stay tuned to social media and website and all that kind of stuff. But you can also get it at these other retailers. I will mention one of the nice things about ordering direct from No Starch is you do get the ebook for free, I believe, if you order the print book, which is not something I'm able to offer. I guess I could ask them, but not something I'm able to offer off of my website. So if you want the sticker, you should order it from my website. If you want the free ebook, you should order it from the No Starch website. But the book, I don't know if this counts as an ebook, but obviously this is a responsive website. You can read it on your, I just want to see what it looks like. You can read it on your mobile device, just so online as well. Okay. Any questions before I move on to the main topic of today, which is and I'm probably going to stream until around noon, so maybe just another half an hour or so to build something and give you a launching pad to build something yourself. But let me take a minute to just have a little breather and see if anybody has any questions while I get sort of set up. Alex Lana says, just received my book in Brazil. Where did you order it from? Did you order it from direct from No Starch or from me? The shipping must have been very expensive. I'm sorry about that. Yes. So, translations. Translation. So there's two sort of aspects of translating the book. My dream is that I will be able to internationalize the website, and maybe there'd be like a little button here that you could change the language and you'd see a different language of the book. I'm not ready and set up to start doing that yet. However, there is another process by which the print book could be translated. And if you're interested in helping with that, send me an email, daniel@thecodingtrain.com or help@thecodingtrain.com, and I will forward your information to No Starch. They have a department, a group there that deals with translations and foreign publications. As far as I know, there are some planned ones already. I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm not going to say. I might get it wrong. I can't remember, but there's a whole bunch of email threads already for certain countries and certain languages. But you know, I'd have to. There was a lot of work went into. Thank you to Jason Gao and Tuan Huang and many others who helped build this website. I think probably what makes sense for me to do is get some translations of the print book going, and once I have a few of those, we could look at how could those get applied to the website. But if somebody has a better idea, Britain shipping. So if you're in the UK, yes, you can order it direct from me, but I don't recommend doing that. The shipping's probably going to be like, 40 or 50 pounds. And the book is, the shipping will be twice the cost of the book. So if you're in the UK, I would suggest ordering it from an online retailer. Fine. I'd order it from amazon.co.uk. The nice thing about ordering it from Amazon, if you can find a local bookstore and give them the ISBN number and have them order it, support. Bookshop is also a great website for supporting independent booksellers. But obviously, we can't escape it. People are going to buy the book on Amazon, and I'm hoping people will buy the book on Amazon because it's a main way to get the book. In fact, I hate to do this, but one of the, I don't know why it's asking me to do this. Sorry, we just need to make sure you're not a robot. I am a robot. I'm sorry, I am a robot. I guess I'll pretend to be a human. So let's see, nature of code. If I go here, what was I doing this for? Oh, yes, there's a little video of me talking about the book. So, I was #1 in JavaScript programming for a little while there. Not anymore, but that's pretty exciting. This to me is hilarious. #3 in Adobe Illustrator guides. I don't think I mentioned Illustrator once in the entire book. How would I find that out? No, yeah. Somebody can try to find a mention of Adobe Illustrator in the book. Good luck. But if you want to see a little...
Hi, I'm Dan Schiffman, and I wrote this book called The Nature of Code.
Oh, I'll play my little ad now.
How does a physics engine work? If you've ever wondered that, the first third of the book goes through the process step by step slowly of how to build your own physics engine, starting with the concept of a vector, moving to Newton's laws of motion, covering oscillating motion, trigonometry, all of the steps to build a very simple physics engine to govern the way that shapes animate and move around a canvas. That leads into looking at
I see some good questions.
Systems,
I'm going to address those.
behaviors,
I'm going to just let this
flocking
play.
simulations,
It's only like a minute
all
long.
sorts of other kinds of motion behaviors. I look at evolutionary algorithms, a genetic algorithm more specifically, as well as neural networks, machine learning, and end the book with a neuroevolutionary system that brings together all of the concepts of the book. I also really hope that this book, rather than answering questions, unlocks questions for you to ask. If I flip through the pages and look at all of the examples,
It's very heavy, by the way.
they're
It's good
very
doorstop.
literal representations of what is a fractal.
Paperweight.
This is what a fractal is. This is the algorithm for drawing a fractal. Here's the sample code, and here's what it looks like. But I have not put a point of view, an artistic point of view, a creative idea into that fractal. So what I hope is that people who are reading the book,
Sean, I see
learning
your
about
question.
the techniques, following the example codes, will create questions for themselves, and it will drive them to explore making art, making games, making whatever you could possibly imagine by simulating things in nature with code.
All right, good job. That was a lot of work to get this video up on Amazon. Okay, let me answer some of these questions. Okay, so how big is the book and the sticker? The book, I'm sorry, which you can sort of hopefully see the scale in the video you just watched. There's photos on the, these photos on the website will give you a sense of the scale with, seeing a person's hands there. It's quite heavy though. The cover is this like really nice flexi-bound cover, which is a bit unusual. It's a nicer quality. It's not a hardcover, but it's like, somewhere in between a paperback and a hardcover. And it's very heavy. The paper is a kind of high quality paper, so it's quite heavy. The sticker and bookmark, people have been posting in the Discord their photos of that. Let me actually pull one of them up without doxing anyone. If I just go to here and then I go to the Discord really quick. And I'm going to go through all these questions. So just on the first one, how big is the book and the sticker? So give me a second here. I'm unfortunately booting up Discord. I'm going to see if I can just open up one of these pictures in the channel. Thecodingtrain.com/Discord is how you can get to the Discord, by the way. And so let me go into general. Somebody posted a fun picture of the old book and the new one. So okay, I've got a few photos now. So let me going to open these up in the browser, and then I'll be able to show them to you. So let me quit. I'm going to just quit Discord and come back here. Okay, so this you can see is the backside of the bookmark. Has the Coding Train logo, a little fractal tree. This you can see the sticker here with this other automata patterns. Here's another picture with the bookmark and the sticker, so you get a sense of the scale. And I really like this picture. So this is, in my mind, when we designed the book, Tuan Huang, who worked on the cover, I thought the cover color was going to be that color. I mean, obviously this is a photo, so it's a little, the color doesn't match exactly what you would see with your eye, it's dependent on the lighting and all sorts of other aspects of the photography. But the book is like a really pink. It's like a hot pink. And at first I was like, oh, maybe that's too much. Now I kind of love it. So it's sort of ridiculous that it's so pink, but I don't know. I kind of love that. So anyway, that gives you a sense of the scale. Okay, Britain shipping. Unfortunately, I would suggest it rhymes with Famazon in England, and if you buy it through rhymes with Famazon and could write a review, I would be appreciative. Sean, if you entered the wrong shipping address, I've got to send. Unfortunately, I thought oh, this is beautiful. I have Shopify, and I can just go into Shopify and I can fix the shipping address. Unfortunately, when you place the order, my Shopify system sends it to the warehouse, and anything I do after doesn't update them. So I have to manually send them an email. So if you send an email to help@thecodingtrain.com, that's the store email address, just reference, this is my order number, this is the new shipping address. I will forward it directly to the customer service email address of the warehouse, and hopefully they'll get it. I could also, I think I might be able to cancel. I don't even know if a cancellation works. In theory, you could cancel and reorder, because I can definitely refund you, but let's try that. It doesn't ship the same day, and it's out of stock right now, so they should be able to get it. So just send me an email. Okay. Members will receive the wooden bookmark, right? Yeah, so at present, the way that Coding Train membership works, whether it's YouTube member, GitHub sponsor, Patreon, etc., there's 2 levels, 5 and 10. I think I'm only going to be sending the special limited edition wooden bookmark. Last year I sent these laser etched wooden train whistles, or a few years ago, maybe that wasn't last year, to the $10. I think the cost of making them is quite high. So I think it's going to be the higher level. Maybe I might be able to like just sell them individually for people who want them. I could also consider doing that now that I have Shopify going. But yeah, so but I'm figuring that out at present. So I would say no guarantees. I'll have that all announced once I get all the pricing and all the design all worked out. But that's my intention. Is the book in a Git repository? Yes, but proceed with caution. So here is the Git repository for the book. I just realized I forgot to eat breakfast. I don't know if I'm going to make a 404 page. I might just show you how to do it. But, you know, because I've got about half an hour left. I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing steam here. Okay, so nature of code, NOC-book-2. The entire content for the book is all here. Like, for example, this is the raw material for chapter 4. You can see all the text and all the HTML markup, etc. So the caveat here is this is automated. This HTML file is pulled from, and if I go back, the book, the actual raw written version of the book is in Notion, and all the examples are in the P5 web editor. So I have a GitHub action that pulls the book from Notion, pulls all the code from the web editor, brings it in, converts it to HTML, builds the website, and actually built the PDF. That is the print version of the PDF. So you can look at all that HTML source. You could use that to translate, but I can't accept a pull requests to fix things in the book. I have to fix them in Notion and then run my automated thing. So GitHub, so this is not really an answer to your question. I'm just saying if you find mistakes, file them as issues. If you want to do a translation, we should probably be in touch. I don't know the best way to do that right now, but I certainly would be happy to provide access to the Notion documents. But you could also use the HTML stuff. Okay. Okay. Order the book. Okay. Address order from no starch. Why no? Yeah, I don't know why no shipping to Mexico. Send me an email. I'll forward it to the warehouse and ask them if they can add Mexico. It's sort of, I'm not actually shipping them myself. I'm accepting the orders and doing the financial transaction through my Shopify, but then I just send the order and pay a warehouse to actually do it. And I've sent them all the stickers as well. So, and they just have a list. That the list of countries that's available is what was given to me. So, but that does seem weird. I can check. You haven't missed the coding. Everyone might miss it. Looks like we have to wait till September 3rd to order it in France. I was just in France. Not for the Olympics, but I was in France before the Olympics. Olympics were awesome, by the way. Good job, France. Canada, right. I don't understand why the shipping fees. So again, it rhymes with Alabamazon. You can order it from that in Canada. Write a review if you're feeling guilty about not ordering it direct from me. There is not, ports. Got to talk about ports. All right, I'm sorry that I'm taking up so much time, but these are good questions. I would like to address all of these things. So, is there a Python version of the book? So, interesting, we're talking about translations. So there's the idea of translating the language, the written human language, and then there's the idea of translating the code. So it technically would be possible also to have like buttons here, like you're reading the book, and you want to like switch, and suddenly all the code snippets are in Python. I'm kind of open to that. But again, that's a huge undertaking that I would need. I'm going to have to get a lot more people pressing that support button to hire a team or allocate more time for myself to work on that. But I'm definitely open to that idea. But what I know that I can do, and my intention is to start doing this as of now, and if I go to the archive, so if I go to the let's see, the book, NOC book archive. I think this was it. No. Somewhere in an old GitHub repo, there's a list of There's a list of ports of the 2012 version of the book. Maybe it's this. I can't find. Someone will. So anyway, I got to get organized to find this. So I had a list, a wiki page, a markdown page, somewhere in a GitHub repo of all the versions of the examples, and there were tons. 3JS, Python, Open Framework, Cinder, Rust. I mean, there were just 20 plus ports of all the code examples. I would like to do that again, and I would like to have a page on the website. Maybe that's right now there's a page called Examples, which has all of the examples. Maybe there could be a page called Ports, and anybody who creates a port of all of the examples could be linked. So I would love to maintain, I'm not going to maintain all of them, but maintain a list of here's all the examples ported to Python, all the examples ported to 3JS. So if you would like to contribute to that, maybe a good starting point is, and I'll just do this right now. Oh, I'm not logged in. So I'll deal with this later, but is to open an issue to start compiling all those ports and figure out where to put them on the website. So that's something, and a lot of them exist already. They'll need to be updated for the new examples, but that is an intention that I would like to do. How many did you print? I believe the initial print run of the book was 20,000. I'm not 100% sure about that. That's No Starch's domain. I would be shocked if that, my goal is for all those to sell out in the first year. That seems unrealistic to me, but that would be amazing. I might break even. I mean, I guess if you count all the time I put into this book, maybe that's impossible, but okay. Excellent idea. Okay. Love the color. Spiral bound version in future editions. I don't know. No plans. I suppose you could always, reach out to No Starch. They're really in charge of the print version of the book. So, and they're wonderful. I had a really wonderful experience working with them. I cannot say enough good things. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm reading through just to see if there's any. I did use Notion for the book editing. When will the early September event be announced? David, I'm happy to share details about that in the Discord. The dates, possible could change, but it'll be September 7th. That's the current scheduled date. Hopefully we'll have the details announced in the next week or two. It should be a free event, but it's limited capacity. So the RSVPs, maybe I can release the event registration to Coding Train members first or something as another benefit if you want to sign up for a membership. Okay, looks like I have gotten through all the questions. Okay, so why did I want to make sure to schedule this live stream today? Well, first, something happens to me when I haven't live streamed in a while. I start to get a mental block where it's if I'm regularly live streaming, it feels so much more lightweight. If I haven't live streamed for months, then it feels oh my God, I've got to be prepared and have a reason, and I got to do a good job. And then at some point I'm just no, and literally last night I'm just made the YouTube event for today. I'm I got to do it. So thank you for joining today. I'm sorry that today is only me really talking about the book. By the way, I hang out in the Coding Train Discord. I'm in and out. Sometimes I'll disappear for a few weeks, but right now I'm really hanging out there. So more questions the September event is a book party, but if you want to ask more questions of me or around how to buy the book or try to get links to other international resellers, just join the Discord or email help@thecodingtrain.com. Okay, so, but one of the things that I've been doing over the summer, thank you to Karen, who has been managing the Coding Train Instagram. I'm trying to get off. I'm still addicted, but I'm trying to get off of some of these other horrifying social media platforms that have really gone down the tubes. Not that Instagram is something to be celebrated, but anyway, so I'm trying to use the Coding Train Instagram a bit more. We were doing these passenger showcase features, which feature different videos that I made over the years and people's projects from them. More recently, we've been sharing about the book. There's a little reel sharing about Jason, who built the website, Tuan, who did a lot of the visual design, Xana, who did all the illustrations. I guess this is just a pin post about the book. So, follow Coding Train on Instagram, posting stuff about the book, discount codes. That'll be where the September event is announced. I would love to come do a Nature of Code book event in your city. So if you would like to invite me, please do. I mean, traveling is a little hard for me. I do have this full-time job and I have a family. I also, on some level, I would just pay for myself to come for like fun celebrations of Coding Train meetup, Nature of Code book, and sell books. But if an institution who can support some travel, hello, David, welcome. David, who's been a longtime supporter of the Coding Train, has helped with so many things on the website. Thank you for joining Coding Train membership. Anyway, so feel free to hit me up. I would love to I was thinking, I don't know, maybe I should do an event in California? I don't know. I would love to do one. How about London? I don't know, can I go to India? I know we've got a lot of people from India. That's hard to arrange. So anyway, let's think about that. All right. What was I talking about? Okay. So what I want to pull up here is this particular post. So the Nature of Code website, if I were to go to chapter 2, and if for some reason and this happens a lot if you search, because I built a new website recently and there are old links. So if I were to go to this page, this is what you see right now. 404. Korea, I have never been. I would love to. Rico, I would work with anybody for an event. No limits there. So the thing that I don't like to do is give a talk. So if I could come to an event and applaud for other people's talks and presentations and meet and talk, and I would do a workshop. I love teaching workshops. I guess I'm gonna have to do something at this event on September 7th. So I guess, but that stresses me out. Okay. But let me get back to the topic again. This is all that it shows. So what we're working on for the website is to design a fun 404 page. I think the P5JS website has something like this, which is kind of our model. I guess not. Maybe the old one did. So the P5JS website just shows that right now. But so this is basically a call for people to create. Let's read this. To create a sketch for the 404 error page. So I'm going to pull up this link here, bit.ly NOC 404. It says submit by end of day, Thursday, August 15th, which is today, but I'm in charge here. If you're watching this live stream and you're like, I really, really want to submit something, but I don't have time today. I'm at my job. I shouldn't even be watching this live stream, and I got to take care of my niece this evening, and I got to drive my grandmother to her doctor's appointment. You might have a lot of responsibilities. You can't just make a 404 page, but you really want to participate. I'm happy to extend. We'll look at these tomorrow and a little bit over the weekend. So maybe by Monday. And you can always email me, help@thecodingtrain.com, if you're working on something. So basically, if I go to this page here, we can find, this is where you should go. So these are the requirements. The idea is that your sketch should include the text 404 page not found. It can do this in a very clever way. One idea, steering, behavior, coding challenge. Actually, let me just go to the Coding Train website. Challenges, steering, this example. So this is an old coding challenge video from, does it have a date here? I wonder how long this is from. It doesn't matter. But this is the example. So you could imagine and this is actually, concepts from the Nature of Code. If I run this again, you could imagine building off something like this to say 404. Does it really need to say 404 page not found? I'm kind of okay with it just saying 404. Can say, because the overall page can say that somewhere. So you can take some creative license with that. 800 by 600. Here's a template. It's just a blank P5 sketch. And this is what the page is going to look like. So the idea is your sketch would show up here. And I think in realizing this, I think obviously we should have some credit for it on this page. So we'll think about the design for this page. I'm sort of thinking this through live. So, and any social media or, oh yeah, would you like your name and handle be shown on the website? So I thought that I would build something now. I have about 15 minutes till I've got to go. Maybe you got some ideas. So this is what I would love for people to, and we're looking for things that are again, a lot of freedom and creative license, but inspired by or related to concepts and topics that are in the book. Does anybody have an idea for something I could try to make in the next 15 minutes as just like a quick and dirty 404 page demonstrating something in nature of code? I would love to take your suggestions right now. I'm going to just look at, I have 5 Shopify notifications. On get your orders, and I'm gonna this discount code kind of like barely, which I don't mind. Like the point of me offering this discount code is I just want people to have the book, but it barely covers like sort of like the total cost. So I'm probably going to turn this discount code off after, and then again you can use Choo, which is 25% off, which is still hopefully a good deal for you. But I will, sorry, now I'm looking at my email and my like other notifications. Animation that Jason created for the next, would you like a little teaser? Little exciting teaser? This is the opening animation for the next Coding Train Coding Challenge video, which I hope will be released tomorrow. Steering behavior, then the dots move away. That's a good idea. I'm going to turn the steering behaviors example into a 404 page. That's what I'll do because, but first I want to give you this teaser. So I got to go back here. I'm going to find this render. You're not seeing my Discord. Good, because otherwise, okay, hold on. Hold your horses. I posted this in the members channel. I have a sneak peeks where I will post little extra, and thank you. I see someone just tagged me about hosting an event for high school students in North Carolina. That sounds amazing. Okay. What am I looking for? Sneak peeks. Okay, let me download this video real quick. It's done. I'm going to quit Discord and I'm going to open up this video. Okay, so now I'm going to come back here. So let's see if anybody, based on what you're seeing here, can guess. And if you're a Coding Train member and tuned into the stream of the recording session, you already know, so you don't count. But can you guess what the next Coding Challenge video on the Coding Train will be? I'm going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to play this little animation. Let's see if you even recognize it based on the animation. So this is what the next Coding Train video will be about. I wonder if I could turn this into a 404 page. So how would you turn this into a 404 page? Oh boy, how long did I render this for? Apes with computers have a great class. Where are you that you have school right now? It's summer. Should be on vacation. There we go. Okay, so this is, if you're not familiar, the dragon curve. It is a wonderful fractal pattern, and I code exactly what you're seeing here in P5.js. The example is just with lines, not with the Coding Train logo, but for the video, I always put like an animation at the top of the video, and so I use the Coding Train logo for that. And actually, the opening animation, my idea for it is it will play backwards. So it will look like this, and then zoom in on the logo. So that will be the opening animation to the video. Okay. Yeah, Hilbert curve I've already made a video about. So, all right. So now let's make a 404 page. So I'm going to, let me do duplicate 404 NOC page. And let's see, we need it to be, what did we say, 800 by 600? So let's do that. And by the way, the other thing I should do is, whoa, look at this. There is, let's update this new version of P5. So, and, okay, so first thing first, obviously we should say 404. Now, here's an interesting question. What if I do if I put a line break in here, will it work? Page. Interesting. So let's try to fix this. So this is an interesting challenge here, which is to fix the spacing. I suppose a hacky way I could do it is this. Is it going down? I can't tell you it is. It's just so, whoops. This is very silly what I'm doing. Welcome to my skills in coding. All right, I don't want to do it this way. Why? How do the font text to points is did I expand it? The sample factor. Why is the line break? Let's look at just making this smaller. I'm just curious. And like, where does, okay, so it gets, I see. So this is, I'm just going to have to open this wider here, just so I can sort of see what's going on. Okay, so if I do text align, will this register? No. If I say font text align, does that? No. So I guess this just literally gets the points with this as, can I get the text width with a font size of 192? I want to just figure out about placing it. So that's a font size of 64. So just so I can code this with more space on the screen, I'm going to make it smaller. And I'm going to make this 0, 0. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an offset myself. Being the center. And so I'm going to offset it, but now I need to look at the width. So if I say text font, text size 64, and then I find the width of text width of 404, then I can say minus width divided by 2. So this is me manually, and where's the stroke weight here? In the vehicle class, somewhere, I just want to scale everything down right now. Where's the show function? Stroke weight this dot r. So let's just do this for a second. So I'll scale it up to 800 by 600. But so this is me. I just wanted to see about how do I center this? How do I get the position? So the points function is just giving me the points of letter form relative to an XY position. So if I just give it 0, 0 and a size, then I can calculate the position relative to that, and I can get the height as text ascent minus text descent, I believe. And then that will help me center it on the along the height. Can I like, I hate, okay. So this should, I don't know why I have that open. Okay. Okay, now, oh, but plus. Yeah, so does this, I don't know if this is perfect, but this should be essentially centered. Is the sound really low? It might be. Inflated balloon, then 404 comes out of it. That's a great idea. You should make that. Okay. All right. So now we have 404. Now, what I want to figure out is then what if I were to get so if I were to get the points now for, let's say like points A, and points A, I'm just curious, like there's probably a more efficient way of doing this. If I say points B, page not found, let's just do that. And then what if I were to, let's take this out, create a whole new set of vehicles with points B, and then the Y position is, this offset X, Y should be minus height, plus height, and this should be minus height. And then this should be, and then I need to update this to be the text width of page not found. There we go. And I might like to make 404 bigger. So like, I'm just like, what if I did 128? I'm just curious to like figure out how to do the sizing here. Like if I made that 128. And then I did this. $64. Would this get me? There we go. Now it's not exactly, I haven't centered it based off of, so this should be like there maybe. I'm like, now I'm just like futzing with it. I mean, this is just silly, but okay. But I like that. And now if I were to put it to 800 by 600, there we go. 404, page not found. I love that. Okay, so I finessed. So now, I'm running out of time here to stream. What I would probably, I'm looking at the chat briefly. One thing that I could definitely add to this right now is just have the mouse be a, well, there's a bunch of things I could do. One is let's get that pink color. What is this color? How do I, let's see, can I do inspect, like the button? Oh, yeah, RGB, okay. So let's make this the background. This should make it the background. Okay, I like that. Now, I guess what, I know the contrast here is a little bit of an issue. One thing I could do is, I think make the dots a little bit bigger. Okay, so that's, I like that. And I think one thing I might do with the smaller font is have the sample be a little bit higher so there's fewer. Oh no, higher is more points. Interesting. So what if I do 1.5? Yeah, I don't know. Let's do 0.2. Anyway, obviously you could sort of finesse this as much as you want. I love the idea of these like blinking or something, like they're like a Las Vegas LED sign. But what I want to add to this now is a steering force that where the mouse repels the agents. So let's look at the vehicles class. There's an arrive force, and the arrive. Oh, there's a flee. There's already somehow I already have flee in the in this example. I probably had. I think I might have added this in the coding challenge itself. It's hard for me to remember. But what I can do, I'm just curious, is what if I say flee equals this dot flee, and then, and sorry, this is old code. You can see it has var in it. If I were to say like a target, I don't know if target is the right word to flee from, but I'll just say mouse equals create vector, mouse x, mouse y, and let flee equals this dot flee the mouse, and then this dot apply force flee. We can also scale that force just by 1 right now. Let's put on auto refresh back. Ooh, look at that. That's kind of fun. So it kind of distorts it. I love this. Here's a 404 page not found. I love this. Okay, so I'm just curious here. What if I make the flee much stronger? Oh, I don't have auto refresh on. Yeah, so you can see weighting it, what that does. I can also look at the flee, which only activates if it's within 50 pixels. Kind of interesting to think about what happens if it's, so yeah, if it's always activated, we would need to, I have an idea. So let's look at, this is, does flee, no, flee doesn't have, let's look at the distance, the vector distance between the mouse and this dot position, or this dot pause. And the weight is, I'm going to map the distance, which let's say goes between like 0 and width, to between 2 and 0. So the closer, is there a translation going on here? Because something is off. No, this makes sense. Right? You can see the stuff that's closer is getting more distorted. But I think the arrive force just needs to be stronger in general. Ooh, that's too strong. I don't know. So I'm going to leave this to you all to play with, to try to, oh, I didn't even put the weight in here. No wonder. You're all screaming about this. Do the 404 1 by 1 and say contact. I don't know what that means. So I see. Okay. So this is back to what I was imagining. It's like kind of like an interesting distortion where it's weighted based off of the distance. And if I move the mouse far away, oh, it's at 0. So hold on. One thing I might need to do is weight equals constrain the weight. I just don't know if there's a negative weight there. Oh, between 0 and 2. That's kind of fun. So anyway, you can sort of see, I guess I could also do it like it only if the mouse is pressed. That might be, I prefer it like just overall, but it's kind of fun to do it with only the mouse pressed. Whoa. Okay. So I finished my 404 page. I'm going to go back to having it be automated and this is one of the things that drives me crazy about the auto refresh. I really should file a bug report because I don't know if it's not really a bug, but okay. So I think I'm going to land here with just having. Oh, and maybe, actually, I know what to do. I know what to do. The mapping should go to like width divided by 2. So that way, if you're like basically at the edge, you're not applying any force. Okay, this is fun. So this is my 404 page not found sketch. If anybody wants to use this as a basis, I will post a link to this in the Discord or in a pinned comment in the chat. Change the background, people are saying. Yeah, I guess the color is kind of an issue. So I probably won't. The idea is not for me to design something, but for you all to design something. So let's just recap everything that I've done today in, Fishy already made a Dragon Curve 404 animation. That is exciting. I'm excited to see that. And hi, Dave from New Zealand. I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat and don't understand what's going on. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. I will leave the discount, the special 31%, the biggest discount I think you can find, discount up for a little while. Today I might turn it off at some point. If it's off, use the discount CHOO. Email help@thecodingtrain.com if you're trying to buy the book but can't find it. If you're not in the US, the shipping will be exorbitant, so you'll need to find a local reseller. I'm just going to close all of these windows. Check the Coding Train Instagram for the information on how to submit. You can just go to bit.ly/NOC404. We'll keep this open today, tomorrow, and over the weekend. You can always email help@thecodingtrain.com or daniel@thecodingtrain.com. If you have questions about 404 or DM the Coding Train on Instagram. This is the website archive. Stay tuned. So I hope to be live streaming every Monday, but I don't think I can on September 2nd, which is Labor Day here in the US, and then I have something on the 9th. So at some point, I might be, I haven't decided. I'm going to be making a lot of tutorials with the ML5 library. The question is, should I just record them and release them every week as standalone videos, or should I just do a live stream every week where I go through the ML5 library? I'm not sure. If you end up ordering it from a different retailer and can write a review, from my website you will get the sticker and bookmark. This is the GitHub repo. If you notice mistakes, you can file issues. If you want to do a port, you can file an issue. This is the Coding Train website, the open call, the steering behavior challenge, and my example. Anything else anybody wants to ask about? I will let this song play and answer any last questions. True Feel, I'm happy to listen to your question. Yep, I'm gonna stick around for a few more minutes to answer any questions. And then I'll be off and see you sometime in September. Small chance I could do another live stream before the end of August. There will be, the next video is coming out hopefully tomorrow or sometime over the weekend, the Dragon Curve video. I actually recorded part 2 of wave function collapse. I did the overlapping model, I recorded it. The editing process has not started yet. So that will also be coming out on the channel soon enough. If you're desperate for the code example for it, just ask about it in the Discord. I'm happy to sort of share that in progress. Does P5 work in official app building? I think I need a more specific question, but yes. P5 is a JavaScript library like any other JavaScript library, and it will work in any context where you can write JavaScript. There is some nuance to that because P5 does use the global namespace, so you can namespace P5. So if you're building P5 into a much larger software project, you might have to be thoughtful about how you integrate it to not have naming conflicts, but yes, it will work. Can you make a video using P5 and D3.js? Search and look for a live stream I did with Shirley Wu, amazing data visualization artist, designer, who did a live stream about working with D3 on my channel at one point. Oh, and I used D3 in the weighted Voronoi stippling coding challenge. So you could watch, if you go to the coding challenges, and if you haven't watched this one, I use the Delaunay triangulation package from D3 in this particular video, so that might help you. And we can see if you're wondering what this algorithm is, it is an algorithm that creates a stippling pattern from a photo. Thanks everybody for joining with me today. Thanks everybody who bought the book during this live stream. I see some great questions from people in the Discord that I'll come back to that. And yeah, thanks everybody. Goodbye and see you next time. As always, I always forget the this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm just gonna leave this full screen. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot's on. This dot, this dot. Okay. This dot. Bye everybody. This dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot's on. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot. I'm gonna do the this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, the this dot song. Never forget the this dot. Somebody compose that song for me. And I'm gonna say once again, here we go. Sing it with me. It's the polar Cartesian coordinate song. It's the polar to Cartesian coordinate song. Auto-tune and the internet will fix that for me. Sing it with me. It's the polar to Cartesian coordinate song. 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 Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes. What else is there? Yes, kittens. Thank you very much. Kittens and rainbows and cupcakes. Notice that. Look what I get. I'm really losing my mind. Okay, let's do it. Kittens and kittens and kittens and kittens. 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 Kittens and kittens and kittens. Kittens and 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 kittens
feel just sort of like a nice feeling of relaxation. Everything's gonna be okay today. Dream is not broken, it has not frozen. This is a wonderful thing. Okay, we're gonna do it. I'm really getting to something. I need my sound effect. Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes. What else is there? Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes. That was invalid syntax, I forgot. There was one other thing here that I think is important that I will use continuously over and over again in all sorts of text generation analysis things. That I will use continuously over and over again. First thing I need to do is, yes, kittens. Kittens, kittens. I'm really losing my mind. Okay, we're gonna do it. Kittens and kittens and kittens and kittens. 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 Kittens and kittens and kittens and Das Vidania.
Bye, everybody. Turning this thing off.